Alrighty, we are going to get it started. Now, I hope this works. We are trying to stream to both YouTube and Twitch tonight, so, you know, might have a little bit of back and forthness. Anyways, people on YouTube, this is going to be the first stream in a really long time, and I know YouTube is constantly working on their streaming settings, so if anything should go wrong, please, you know, don't feel bad to leave a comment, let me know. Audio lag, video lag, any of that kind of stuff, let me know. People on Twitch, I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Mac, thank you for the birthday wishes. For anyone that doesn't know, yesterday was my birthday. This morning we did a birthday stream, and tonight I'm sort of doing this as a trial based thing. So hello to Metallica Dragon, Cody Williams, Enzo, Milk Dud, everybody over on YouTube, welcome. Anyways, hope everybody's having a good night, good day, good afternoon, whatever time it may be, wherever you are. Today we're not playing new decks. Well, we may play one new deck. I do have one in mind, but for the most part we're trying to climb through Platinum. That's right, we have 24 days left in the season. I would like to hit Mythic sooner rather than later, so that's what we're going to be trying to do tonight. We're going to be playing some of this special deck that I dropped today that had a pretty good win rate. Did fairly well in mono, or fairly well in best of one against the Demir and the Gruul. I don't know where I was going with the mono color there. Anyways, it's a Rakdos, Lourdes, and X deck, so fun stuff there. We'll be playing some Red is Not Dead, maybe some Gruul, but if we do hop into a new deck, this will be the one. It's a Karuga control deck. Looks super interesting, at least to me personally, you know. I'll let you judge it however. But we're playing Brazen, so we have, you know, a 2-drop slot. We're playing Love Struck, so we have a 1-drop slot. We have Neutralize, so, you know, the deck looks sort of more like this in curve, realistically. Shark Typhoon can even come down, you know, even as low as that, right? So, not terrible, given it's a Karuga deck. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive into the ranked, and I think we're going to warm up with some mono red. It's fairly simple, it's fairly basic to the point, and it allows me to get in the Magic mood and think about Magic plays without having to think about all the different angles, right? So, we're going to play Red is Not Dead, a deck I showcased a few days ago, but standard ranked. Oh, last place you think to look. Little echo? That could just be the room that I'm in. I have a bit of a booming voice, and the setup that I currently have, speaking of which, we're going to be getting a new setup relatively soon. Should be in the near future, maybe next week or the week after. But yeah, the way I have it set up now, it's like wall behind me, wall in front of me, and so it just sort of bounces. I do have a little bit of foam boards, sound boards, whatever you want to call them, up. But anyways, hopping into our first match, Tilt 777. This isn't keepable. I love it, but it's not keepable. We didn't have any lower plays there, so this one much better. Turn 1 Mountain into a Fireblade, turn 2 Furor onto the Fireblade, maybe even you know, Fervent or another Fireblade off the draw here would be nice. Two Furors, that's actually not a bad turn 2 either, right? If they want to remove Fireblade, it's going to be rather costly for them. Also, if we manage to get an Embercleave on that Fireblade, woohoo! I had both streams at once. Oh yeah, that'll do it, Enzo. It was nice to see Smack on that Rogues deck. It was fun. And thank you for the good luck, Mac. Alright, so we do have the Robber, and all they have is a little teeny tiny edge wall, so we're definitely going all in. I still would have preferred to see a land there, but yeah, I'm not going to be complaining about a Robber, that's for sure. So, what do we hit here? Oh, that's really good for us. That's a playable creature if we don't hit a land on the next turn. It gives us the Indestructible on one of our creatures. Also really good. Opponent seems to be playing like a Selesnya Adventure deck, which you know, more power to them. We're honestly getting to a point where it might be more beneficial actually to play the Phoenix rather than the Annex. So they're going to hard cast the Love Struck. And it's actually Naya Adventure, so... you know, it might be one... What? That's just crazy to me. Oh, we hit the land too. So we're definitely swinging with Fireblade, right? I mean, we got to go for the Phoenix. We got to go for the Phoenix and swing all in, right? Yeah, for sure. So they got to block the 5/5 with the Love Struck. In which case, we take out Love Struck, we deal 5 to face, Robber gets in, Phoenix gets in. That's still enough for lethal. Or they block Robber, we're dealing 7. They can't do that though. That's lethal. So they'll pull back and block Robber once they realize this. No, sorry, it doesn't work like that. Alright, so picking up a game 1 feels good. Gets me on a good track, I like to think. Let's go maybe one more mono red, right? Make sure we're getting our sea legs shaken out. Is that what it's called? Sea legs? I feel like that's a phrase. Okay. So everything seems to be running well on YouTube side. What about y'all, Twitch? You doing all right? Hope you stay safe, my friend, out there in the world, and stay lucky. Hey, we're trying to stay lucky. Playing Magic, it's a little hard, but lol, I put Mountain and Fire. Yes, that's right. No swamps. No swamps here. We're just 4 colors, I guess. Vala, WC. I like this. It's okay. It's not the world's strongest hand, but we do got the Akroan in case we're up against another creature deck. Fireblade, a turn 1 creature, shock, you know, removal, and then of course the turn 3 Annex. So I feel like we got some solid bases here. Opponents playing the life gain lands. I gotta say, those are so detrimental to us because there's so many games where you win and the opponent's at like -1 or -2 or precisely 0, right? So these gain lands they're gonna be bad for us. That's not so bad for us. We remove it immediately. So I don't want anything stopping us. Now, as per the usual, I always recommend you go for your non-hasters first if you can. If the situation doesn't look too dire and yada yada yada. Because here's the thing, next turn we can play the Phoenix, it can come down and still deal the 2 damage that would have dealt this turn, just next turn, and we have the Annex down to also deal damage on the next turn now, right? Anyways, hopefully we'll hit another land and we can Akroan that Mire Triton so we can just get all in with damage, because otherwise, oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. They're going to hate us, but we're going to love it. So sacrificing the Fabled won't do anything for them here. They're not going to do it, of course. We're going to take the Mire Triton, get in for the 7, thanks to the Akroan buffing up the Annex, right? Take them down to 15. Next turn we'll have... No, why are you doing that? But what about the Skyclave? I guess they had no intentions on playing it, maybe. So we do have 9 points of damage on the board. In a situation like this, proccing Castle Embereth actually stronger than using our Phoenix. So that's exactly what we're going to do. They're going to put a 2/2 on the field. It won't be big enough to stop the Annex, so more than likely it'll stop the Mire Triton. Highly doubt it stops the Fireblade. Well, no. I take that back. It probably will stop a Fireblade. They are just going all in on these lands. They're like, I need to draw something good. Or maybe they have a shock. Ooh, I didn't think about that. They definitely have something playable. Instant speed. It's a shock. It's gotta be. Right? I still think Castle Embereth is our best bet here. So we'll go all in. Year ago. It's a shock. How shocking. So we'll still deal 2, 4, 7. Also taking out their 2/2. Spike Field. Okay. Similar to a shock, except it exiles, so we don't get the satyrs. Actually better than a shock in that situation, honestly, because us getting 2 satyrs back and then being able to castle Embereth those satyrs, ooh, would have been so good. So the opponent's going to get the Mire Triton back. Kroxa is going to make us discard the Phoenix, but that's not really a bad thing necessarily. Oh, we have to exile 3 cards. Well, yeah, I take that back. They're getting us. Rakdos serving us up something special. Alright, so they take Mire Triton back here. We do have Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher is excellent at 5 mana. Excellente. So, I mean, I would rather take out the zombie because we only have these 1/1s down on the board, right? Now, our biggest fear here, okay, it didn't happen, was them doing something crazy like Village Rightsing their own creature, right? So we'll swing all in with what we have. I assume they'll block the Mire Triton, but, you know, they may not. They may not. Exiling one of our Fireblades, that's unfortunate. They're going to let the other one ride, and then we're going to get down Bone Crusher. Now, they can bring back the Kroxa, but it's not going to make us discard any, so that's good. We have 5 points on the board. We have 2 in the graveyard. We need 1 more card in the graveyard in order to bring Phoenix back, but that's 3 in the sky. I can see them bringing Kroxa back sooner rather than later. Knowing we're pretty defenseless, yeah. But if we hit an Embercleave, we're good, right? We're like good if we hit an Embercleave. They'll have to double block into Bone Crusher. 5 and get, it's a Fervent. It's a Fervent. So I think we swing all in, use Castle Embereth. Well, 4, yeah, no, for sure actually. Because here's the thing, if they take out our creature, that gives us access to Phoenix, which gives us access to an unblockable creature that has haste, right? That comes back with 3 damage points. So we boost everything here, deal 2 to face. Take them down to 6. Now when Phoenix comes back, it's going to deal 3, puts them on a 2-turn timer. Of course, we swing with Fireblade, puts them to 2. Then we just need Bone Crusher or Shock. Shade's not that scary for us. The scariest thing now is the fact that they could rush us down faster than we can rush them down. But Shade can't block, so we're not worried about that. They're not worried about blocks at all. They are rushing us down. Shock. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that... Oh... To buckle my shoe. Is this enough, or am I dreaming? This is 4 plus 2. Like, is that's 6, right? When do we get this lucky? All right, 2-0 mono red climbing into plat. 2 sounds good. Is anyone else in Discord? I am. I feel like that one's a given though, right? All right, so plat tier 2 feels good to hit it. Especially off of our first 2 games, right? As a matter of fact, I'm feeling so confident we're going to start running that Rakdos deck now for a little bit. Rakdos run through. So, is it playing fine on YouTube? Is it lagging any? By the way, what's up, Paul? And let's learn Unity. Whereas I missed a few of you there. G Crash. This is still a pretty good hand, right? We can go... Yeah, we can get everything down. It's going to cost us a little bit, but... you know, when's life not cost you a little bit of stuff? So, turn 1 Fervent is for sure happening. Turn 2, are we going Robber or are we going another Fervent, throw down Furor? I guess it depends on what the opponent plays, right? If they play a solid body, Rune Crab, 0/4 wall, something like that. Okay, alright. Well, yeah. Keep keep the victories coming. I ain't lagging, I'm on YouTube. Okay, cool beans. Thank you, Austin, for that. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. Lovely, what is today, Wednesday? Easy win. Yeah, you love to see those in ranked, right? It's like, alright. John H 2352. This one's a little bit harder of a keep, but I am still gonna keep it. What we're really lacking in creatures, so if the Stormfist gets dealt with, essentially all we have is one piece of removal and 2 dead cards, right? Because we don't have any creatures. Well, Embercleave's not gonna help us, and neither is Furor. So I think I actually use Fabled here over the castle because we can turn the castle into an untapped land a lot easier than the Fabled in this situation, right? Grab red mana, still end up playing a tap land, play down Swamp, then we can play Embereth on turn 3, untap. Sorry, sometimes I got a cough and I'm sure y'all understand. I'm not playing this Fabled because I don't want them to see what I draw. Of course, draw on a mountain might discourage them from playing anything here, but you know, they don't play anything anyways, so whatever. Whatever, I do what I want. Deadweight, some more removal, certainly nothing to sneeze at. We're gonna see if the Stormfist can land and live. And live in the land of the living. It's a little confusing, but you know, Seasoned Hollowblade for the opponent. You know what's fantastic about our deck? You know, it's just absolutely awesome about our deck. We don't care about Seasoned Hollowblade's indestructibility. We do not care if you tap. Hateful, oh man, if we had some more black mana, I would say that was so pog, but we're in a very awkward situation now. I still want to play Hateful, I think. Like, just give them the damage because the card draw is going to be so poggerific. Let's just wait. Let's just be patient. Let's, you know, we'll be all right. I got faith. All right, so we're going to put the Furor on the Stormfist. Can't get blocked right now anyways. It has Menace, so it's just going to go straight past the Seasoned here. Take him down to 15 points of health. Happy to see it. Oh, move this card over. Alright, so this is probably mono white aggro. The Crawling Barons. Ooh, that's pretty good, but we are going to get some card draw off of it, so, you know, we're not losing everything. They're going to swing back with Season. We say go for it. I don't even care. Robber and a Fabled. That is so good, right? That's so good. So we already have double red. Let's go ahead and get another black source because we already saw we ran into a problem with that with getting down the Hateful. You never know when you want to play 2 sources of removal or when you're going to hit your Lurrus. So now I will recommend that you, well, 1, play the cheaper removal here. 2, that you get your card draw before you play the Robber because you never know. You never know. Sorry, trying to pull my sleeves down, and it's a little chilly in my office. I don't bring a heater in here generally because it stays pretty warm relatively. It's in the middle of the house. Problem is though, it's also in the middle of the house, so it's a little hard to warm. It's unfortunate that we played our single swamp there to remove the stuff from the opponent, but at the same time, we already had plans on playing the Robber, so we're not necessarily insulted. So, that's an insult to injury. We take out their Seasoned Hollowblade, and then we take another one from them. You love to see it. Not if you're them, but if you're us, right? So we do have Embercleave. We also have Mire's Grasp. We can use the Embercleave here. Not bad. We could also use double Mire's Grasp. Problem with Embercleave... well, nothing really, right? We just get to take something out. Alright, well, let's go for the Cleave play. Why? Because why not, right? It's an easy little sneak in here. Opponent's down to 8. Still have the Robber, still have the Myra's Grasps. Hateful. Oh, such a beautiful card. Even if they destroy it, like, we still have Embercleave on board now for 3 to just sort of move around, right? Giant Killer not going to be able to tap anything either. They could add a point, but it only goes so far. And you know the problem with this, they're not going to swing in because they need it as a defender. The problem with this is this card right here, buddy. Bam. And now the ultimate insult to injury. Buff, play, removal. Yikes, this deck is brutal. That was mono white aggro, and I gotta say it was pretty standard mono white aggro, and we just handed it to him. Oh, here's your silver platter, sir or madam. Alrighty. Let's keep on keeping on, because why the heck not? Nice. Welcome in, Hernando? Hope I'm saying that right. And David. Hope you are having good nights as well. GG, thanks Austin. That was a fun one. Story Duck. Alright, we're gonna go first. No turn 1 plays, but some serious power on turn 2. I think that's worth the keep. Turn 1, use Fabled, grab black mana. Turn 2, run out the... Oh, this is a little bit harder of a decision now that they got Speaker down, right? Because you generally want to get rid of that life gain as soon as possible. This is tough. This is tough. I'll go for the Storm Fist, which can block Speaker. Yeah, I think I'd just go for the Storm Fist. Next turn we'll play Robber and decide from there. I'm pretty sure it'll be Robber and Deadweight, but we'll see. I think we can sacrifice a turn of instability for the risk of the benefits. Does that make sense? So they throw Sentinel's Eyes on Speaker. And another Sentinel's Eyes. That's going to make Deadweight actually, well, useless. So that's kind of unfortunate for us. Land and a Hateful. So awkward. That's so awkward. I would love to throw the Hateful and the Deadweight, but we can't. We just can't afford it. Deadweight is for sure happening. I guess the other question is, are we throwing down Robber? And if yes, are we swinging? You know, because they got a Speaker. I want to say yes. I want to say yes. If they throw in all that glitters on the Speaker, we're right back in the same situation of not being able to block it, and then we also didn't get in the damage, you know? That just seems ridiculously bad. So we pulled a Speaker off the top from him. Oh, and it's an all that glitters. Am I a genius or what? So they got a 5/5. This is such a horrible deck for us to go against. I need my Crow in War. That's what we need. So what do we have over here in the graveyard? Just a Fabled Passage. Okie dokie, artichoke. Well, one good thing, they don't have the 1 mana from the Outlet, so they can't sack it this turn. So you best believe we are going Hateful. We are going Deadweight. Taking that Outlet out to the ball game, drawing some cards from it. Another Lordus, not necessarily a bad thing if you're asking me personally. Alright, so I'm going Fuhrer. Am I going it on the Robber? I think yes. Because they can't defend against the Stormfist anyways, right? Sentinel's Eyes, pretty good for us. Yeah, you can't defend the Stormfist, so they just take it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Are we playing their Speaker down? It's either that or Sentinel. Like, imagine a Sentinel's Eyes on the Robber. It can attack, it can block, it can do it all. I want the Speaker, though. I want another creature. Give me that Speaker. Give me that life gain. Another all that glitters. That's so brutal. That's so much damage. Give me the Akroan War, you know? I'll take an Akroan War into an Embercleave and we'll just take that sucker for ourselves. Alright, so we're going to block it with their own Speaker. A little bit of, you know, insult to injury again there. Stormfist doing a work on us, really. Doing a number on ourselves. So this is happening on the Null Priest. Or we go Ludus. We have 2 mana left over. Can't play Deadweight. Okay. So probably Myra's Grasp here. That Robber is going to have to swing in for sure. Let's see what we hit here. Another Ludus? I see 3 Luduses before I see a single Annex or Embercleave. You're crazy, game. You're loading these dice against me, I tell you. So you have to swing in. You can swing in. And then I think it's just all blocks. So Robber. No, oh, yeah, you don't pull anything this time. You just gain them a whole lot of life. Draw us a card, another Fervent. Alright, fine with that. Throw down the Fervent and probably the Sentinel's Eyes onto the Hateful. This way, if we do get to start swinging in, we can do some fun stuff there. I really need an Embercleave. I really need an Akroan War. Oh. Alright, so Fervent. Sorry, gotta sacrifice you. It's really terrible that their creature has Vigilance as well, so it's not like you're losing something when you attack. You're just gaining life. By the way, why haven't they been tapping their speaker for the Angels? Oh, because the Defender. Right. Alright, so card draw here as well. Hateful, you're really paying off pretty well, my friend. You're really paying off. We got the Embercleave. No freaking way, man. Alright, so it's going to take a bit of finessing, obviously, for us to finagle this, considering they have the Flyer, and the Flyer is a 5/5 now. Also, a pretty good play on their part to get the Sentinel's Eyes back. Arcfiends is fantastic for us, but we can't play Arcfiends and Ludus in the same turn. If I play Ludus also, though, do we have anything else we can play? We can play a Robber, which gives us another Defender. But I really need to get the Arcfiends down so we can block and then get the Flyer and the Sky, right? Because they're just going to keep creating these Angels on us, and I can't afford that. It's too expensive. You know what I mean? It's way too expensive. So I think we can actually Embercleave here as well, which is pretty bangerific. We have to do it this way. This way our Fervents can take out... You know what? We're going to take out the Angel here. Yeah. Well, I'll be. I will be. And then you can equip... We can equip you there. You silly goose, Embercleave. You can't just go wherever you please for free. A lot of mono white out there, and this deck is a legit answer. I mean, it seemed like it. I think that's one too many Ludus. Yeah, I mean, you have 3 in the deck. You don't expect to draw all 3 generally, you know? It's like I'm trying to increase my odds. Don't want to see them all, though. So Murderous Rider joining the ranks of our foes. How dare you? How dareth you? So we still can't play this and play the Arcfiends back. We're just red mana all up in here. I think it's Annex time. It's Annex's time to shine. I'd love to move that Embercleave, but we realistically just can't afford to. I can't swing it at all here, actually. Whoa, that's a little not okay. We're going to take 4 on the chin from the Angel. Opponent's at 37 life. Obviously, that's a problem. No! One of my 3 Luduses? Whatever am I going to do? It actually does suck, so now I can't just bring back the Arcfiends. I could hit a land on the next turn, but honestly, that's us drawing a whole lot of land. What? They didn't even try to attack with the 9/9. They said, nah, you got it. Whatever, brah. Not what we wanted to see. So I want to move the Embercleave over, right? It costs 3 mana of any variety. I also want to get down Ludus, so we could actually get down Ludus, move Embercleave. And getting down Hateful doesn't really do anything for us. They have lethal on us, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have any way to stop their lethal, do we? Getting down Hateful, but Hateful can't attack. Ludus can't attack. Robber doesn't do anything. Fuhrer doesn't do anything. Arcfiends can't play it. Yeah, I mean, this is our best answer, and even still, they know they have the game here. So this is GG, but we tried hard. Tried so hard. I also don't want to tell it to them, because if they block the wrong thing with the Angel... No, they're not going for it. They're not going for it. Alright. Good game, Story Duck. You got a fantastic deck. We got him down to 7. Or maybe that was a lag, because they were at 34. I highly doubt we got them down to 7. Annex swinging, but not that hard. Can't win them all. That's right. Can't win them all. You just got to keep going. Hello from Kentucky. What is up, Billy? Hope you're having a nice time. I also hope you know that whenever I make all those jokes about Billy, I'm not talking about you. I know a lot of the times whenever I'm referencing like Little Billy or Little Sally or something, it's one of the common names that I use for examples. PL Walters. Please, Walters. Come on. We get to go first. This is it's a hard hand to turn away, but I think we do have to. It's just the fables are too slow, right? Like, get it down, turn 1, might turn 2 fervent, turn 3. We're like going for a Myra's Grasp. That just feels bad. But we do have the call onto a Fireblade fervent. That's a nice combo. We have the Lotus to bring back the Myra's Grasp. Oh god, I'm gonna regret this. I'm keeping it for fear of what else I might draw, but honestly I should have a little bit more faith in my decks, you know what I mean? I feel like that might actually hold me back a little bit, not thinking like, yeah, I can take a mulligan and probably be fine. So we'll see. Love Struck. Hopefully it's Gruul. I know that sounds a little weird, but someone that pilots a Gruul deck badly is almost better than someone that just pilots an ultimatum deck to the ultimatum. You know what I mean? Because once an ultimatum goes off, if you just have the right stuff, like you just have the right stuff. So we are gonna attack here because we're aggro. We're not. I don't care if they swing back and they deal 1 to me and I deal 1 to them. We want to hit them to 0. And so it's looking very Gruulish. Could see a Brushfire Elemental here, or a Bone Crusher to remove the Fervent, or I think that's about it for their turn 2 plays, really. Ooze, maybe? On the rare occasion you see an Ooze, but this is best of 1, so you shouldn't be seeing Oozes as they get taken out to Bone Crushers, and Bone Crushers should be very prevalent in best of 1. Also, if you're playing Gruul, probably shouldn't be playing Oozes. Heads up. So it is Bone Crusher, as prophets had foretold. Okay. I'm going to play Fireblade. Worst case scenario, we don't draw another land. We're stuck at this 2 mana awkward phase. They play Lovestruck Beast. Scenario, we play Myra's Grasp onto Lovestruck Beast. Then because we have Fireblade, Lovestruck Beast can't really attack, otherwise it takes itself out. If they do attack and we take out a Lovestruck Beast using a Fireblade or Myra's Grasp, we use 3 mana to remove 3 mana. Not necessarily a net loss there. Bad turn because we didn't draw any land, but we're not spending more to lose, you know what I mean? I know it's all fun. Okay, good. Alright, so it is indeed Lovestruck Beast. Let's hope we hit a land here. Stormfist. Well, that does complicate things because I'm always tempted to go with the spicier play. Y'all know me. But I think we should still Myra's Grasp. I actually can just Myra's Grasp to 1/1, and then they can't even attack with the Lovestruck Beast at all, right? So I could just chop it at the kneecaps. Problem with that, though, if they turn around and hit a land, then they have the turn 4 Great Henge, right? Whereas if I do this, it sort of does everything for me as far as reducing their Great Henge effectiveness and more than likely stopping it from attacking. Now, they, again, could still attack because they're like, well, it's only a 2/2 anyways, I'm going to lose it eventually. Let's just take out their 1/1. But if we just stop them from having a Great Henge, that is so much value for us because we are hurting by not seeing any lands. You know, they're already at 4, and they're just building. They are just building. Questing Beast. That one hurts. That one hurts. You know? Hurts my feelings, and if you give it a second, it's gonna hurt my face. What is our best course of action here? Draw lands. Draw land. So if we draw a red land, we can play Stormfist and Fervent. If we draw a black land, we have the potential of playing Demonic Embrace onto the Fireblade, and it almost makes me not want to block the Fireblade here. Because if we could put Fireblade to 4, they can block questing and then take out something else, which is really good. We're taking 6, we're going down to 13. In the same regard, if I don't block here, they have this again for next turn. I don't think I take the block. Oh no! Our lands, they are just not finding us this game. Probably should have dropped that Stormfist sooner, huh? Alright, this is going to be a rough one. If they have Embercleave, if they got the Great Hinge, we're bound to see it this turn, right? But again, you can't win them all. You can't even be lucky in all of them, you know? Sometimes you got to be unlucky. Thanks, Shuffler. Oh man, that's rough, Heavy. That is rough. So there's the 5th land from them. I bet we'll see a Great Hinge here. Because I'll bet they wanted to do Great Hinge off the back of the Love Struck, and we sort of thwarted their plans, and now they're like, I'm out for revenge. P.L. Walters, I know you too well. Alrighty. So not Love Struck. Questing Beast swing in. I mean, they might swing in with Love Struck Beast. I mean, yeah, I was about to say, they might be thinking, hell, it worked last time, we'll try it again this time. But this time we are going to block with the Fireblade because, you know, I can only afford to lose so much before I'm insulted. Finding a Hateful actually would have been pretty good here as well. It would have drawn us a card off of the destruction of the Love Struck, same as Stormfist sort of, but it wouldn't have costed us a life, which Stormfist is about to cost us a life here, so. But again, hey, if it rewards us with, there's that ooze I said not to play. Coming back to bite me in the ass real quick. Still no lands. Top 15 cards, we've seen 2 lands. That is that is record breaking, ladies and gentlefish. I think it's just a GG. I don't think there's anything we can do about that, you know? Sometimes it just happens. Where's the Rakdos run through deck posted? It's on YouTube, and you can also find it on our Aether Hub. Right. By the way, what is up, Feldon Thatcher? I hope I'm saying that right. Hope you're having a good day. Alrighty. Well, I don't love the losses, but you know, you learn something from them. What did I learn? 2 lands, not enough with this deck. You know, mono red, 2 lands actually could be enough with mono red. You get down some robbers, blah 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 blah. You know, you're just a few steps away from an Embercleave. So how many lands are we running? Let's try to make sure. We have 19, right? Then we have 2 Agadeems and 1 Shatterskull. So all together we have 22 lands total, which I feel should be fine in a deck of this variety. But you know, maybe we need to throw in another Shatterskull. So we're not adding another ineffective spell, right? We're adding more removal essentially in a form. And honestly, like, I kind of want to take out a Lordorus. Drawing 3 that one game, it put a bitter taste in my mouth for the creature. Everything else was like, yeah, good. And especially since we have the Call and we have Agadeem, so like, if we lose a Lordorus, we can always get it back. Unless they exile it, in which case, you know, whatever. I think this is good. Increased Shatterskull gives us 24 lands, basically, and, you know, we're nullifying that 3 Lordorus draw from ever happening again, so. You're good? Alright. I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it properly. By the way, Agent Double, it's like 000, huh? Because it's 000. Thanks for the follow, and Enzo DeGod 813. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch. Now, I know I can't see subs on YouTube proactively or actively, I guess. It's not proactively, it's just actively. God. I'm going to keep... This feels greedy. They get to go first, and we have 2 tap lands here. Honestly, might should remove the Castle Lock the Wings. This might be the kind of deck where you're like, you know, Castle Embereth does add to the power of the deck. But Castle Lock the Wing, it's one of those very minusculely used situations, in my personal, professional opinion. I want to go for the Fireblade first. I think it adds more threat to the board. Arcfiend's life gain is like, it's nice, you know, especially if the opponent's playing aggro variants, which they seem to be playing Gruul. Of course, it doesn't mean that they're playing Gruul aggro. It could be Gruul control or Gruul mid-range, right? There's a lot of things it could be, but I feel like they got a Bone Crusher tucked in there nicely and it's about to hit that Hateful. In all reality, I should have waited to play the Hateful till after we attacked to make sure that the Bone Crusher more than likely hit the Fireblade, but I'm a noob. I'm a rookie. Oh no, it's Teamer. It be the Teamer. Now, do I want to go ahead and hit him with the Relic? I think so, because if I play this, well, I could play Arc Fiends plus Robber, right? That does get us to where we want, but I think being able to freely get in with the Relic is just really, really good for us, right? Here, have a Relic. Gonna be up to 4 on our next turn. That could be Lourdes plus bring back Hateful. Bone Crusher to take out our Relic Robber. They said, you know what, this is my standby phase. I don't want that card. That's reasonable. Alright, so Bone Crusher coming down for the foe. Hopefully we'll find some removal here. I would love to see a Myra's Grasp. Another Relic Robber. Not exactly what I wanted, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I think I want the Arc Fiends down. I think I'm throwing the other Relic Robber down. I may not swing with it this turn, but I don't think I'm swinging in general this turn. I think this is just a setup kind of turn, right? As bad as I hate to say that given his Teamer, but like, we can't afford to swing in with the 2/2 right now, so we need something. An Embercleave, a Myra's Grasp, a Deadweight, Furor, right? We need something. Because even a Furor will allow us to swing in with a Relic Robber and at least trade out with the Bone Crusher. And that I can stomach. It's a 3 mana for a 3 mana, or 4 mana essentially trade out, which I don't love, but I can stomach it. If they swing in here, we have Arc Fiends to block with. That's going to be beautiful for us. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Or madam. Damislaws? Damislaws? Y'all know I'm bad with names. So if we go for the Lourdes here, we actually can't replay the Arc Fiends quite yet because we don't have, you know, that black mana that I keep missing. So I could go Annex, which gives us creatures back off of the blockers. We could double block Fireblade and Relic into a Bone Crusher, which, let's take out Bone Crusher, gives us 1 extra point of damage to send to their face, puts them down to 12, gives us 2 1/1s off the back end. Decent. Go Lourdes. We just go Lourdes, nothing on the follow-up. Hope they don't have another Bone Crusher. Of course, they've already played 2, and this is the top 12 cards, so the likelihood of them having a 3rd Bone Crusher, not very likely, and it gives us the Arc Fiend, which can block Bone Crusher very freely. Also, if we hit Embercleave thereafter, really good. Let them know that we're thinking. We're not just stalling. Robber has 0 follow-up, so it's either Annex, 0 follow-up, good blocks. Lourdes, 0 follow-up this turn, good for next turn. I'm going to go for the Lourdes. While Annex is decent and we have those good blocks or whatever, we're relying on us drawing into an Embercleave or something along that nature. Whereas with Lourdes, we're relying on them essentially not having another Bone Crusher, which, you know, they very well could here. They could have a Brazen Borrower, right? It sucks. It happens. If we had an Annex come down, same thing would have happened. So, essentially we did all that thinking, all that talking, all that theorying for nothing. Now, this gives them ultimatum. We've not had too much luck here the past few games. Oh. I'm not even. No, sorry. Fuck that. Sorry, you know how to count to 7? Well, congratulations. So, where did our misplays come in? Potentially going greedy on the Relic Robber, honestly. Committing to a 3 mana creature instead of just getting wider variety down. But we didn't see an Embercleave. We didn't see any high-end lethals there. It's going to be kind of a rough one anyways. Rip, yeah. I've been watching you for a really long time. I watch you, Merchant, Alias, and Covert all the time. Well, hey, I'm super delighted to be put up with those fellows. And fella? I don't know what female version of fellow is, but you know what I'm saying. So thanks for the sub over on Twitch, Felladon. Thank you, thank you. I mean, we do have 2 lands, but that's it's not enough. 2 lands is not enough, so we're down to 5. Got to put back an Annex. We have to return another card. I don't want it to be Embercleave, but realistically, I'm not going to leave us with, you know, 1 creature in Embercleave. That just sounds silly. So it's awkward that we have the cast. Realistically, I think I'm going to take out the Locthwains. I've yet to ever see them be useful in the deck, but boy, howdy have I seen them be unuseful in the deck, right? So I think I'm going to take out the Locthwains, and we're just going to go with Swamps. We're going to leave the Castle Embrits. I think they are still very, very useful. Most common mistake that players make with Lourdes is it only requires you to use permanent. Your spell can be any CMC. No, you can't bring anything back with Lourdes. It has to be less than 2 CMC to bring back with Lourdes. Alright, I guess we'll just grab a Swamp with the Fable, because that is still turn 3 untapped. Of course, if we don't grab a... Oh, this is so horrific. This mana draw here is very inopportune. This is why Castle has to go. I think it's just too deadly to us. Alright, so we're up against Golgari. Love Struck. I use Love Struck. I think I'm going to have to grab red mana here. I just can't trust this to hit what we need, essentially. Sad as that is. We had a Fabled, so... You know. This is a situation. This is a situation. But this is why I only run 19 lands in the deck, right? Because I don't want lands. I want them in my starting hand. I want to draw maybe 1 throughout the game. Maybe 2. You know, 4 or 5 mana, that's really where I want to cap out at. But I would like to curve out to it. You know, curving out to 3 mana, really nice with this deck. You could maybe miss a turn there. But after that, it's a little bit harder. So we're definitely going to block here. Just takes out the edge wall for free, right? And the opponent's looking very strong right now. So Shatter essentially doesn't do anything for us, right? Because we already had the land here. Now, it is some removal that we could potentially use later. It's a much later kind of thing. Let's go ahead and get down the Annex. Annex will come down as 3/3, which means, you know, it's at least a body. We'll take out that 1/1. Now the Love Strucks can't attack in the very least. That's good for us, right? Having Hateful down would have been nice, so we could have drawn a card. We'll hope that it'll have another 3rd Love Struck or another 1/1 creature in hand. Obviously, that would be bad for us. Allow the Love Strucks to start swinging back at us. Nah, man. You know, viewers, I'm happy with the viewers that I do have. That's all that matters. So we can actually call here and get our... Well, come on, Library. Or Graveyard. Get our Fireblade back, and then they won't be able to attack with the Elder. So that's solid. I think we're saving the Shatter Skull. So yeah. Just bring that back. Hope they don't have the removal for it. Do I play the Shatter Skull? We can only deal 2 damage as of right now, but... Nah, I think we gotta hold it. If it was a Swamp, right? If it was like an Agademes, I'd be much more tempted to play it, as it allows us to use the castle, which I've sort of been bitching about, but... you know, being able to use it might be nice. You know, it might remind me why I have it in the deck. Turning the Love Strucks back online is horrible, so, you know, kind of happy I didn't play Shatter down here, as we can remove that edge wall and take those back out. But yeah, it's not super fantastic for us. Elder's coming in to get its comeuppance. Now, do we take the 15 points of damage here? That's the real question. And it's hard for me to say yes, so I think I got to block like this. We're still taking 10. But we're also taking out, you know, a fair amount of stuff from the foe, so... Heartless Act onto the Fireblade Charger. Removing the counters. Really good for him. Really good for him. Now we are removing their ability to attack with the Love Strucks again. That Elder probably be enough to carry them through if we don't deal with it. Hateful. That's not going to be enough either. I think it's a GG on the game because I can't think of anything we could draw next turn after taking 6 more points potentially from Gargaroth, or even 3 more points, you know? It's going to be a hard sell for me. So back down into Plat Tier 3. I hate to see it, but haven't been hitting what we need. These creatures have been too big. You know, one thing that might help us, it would lower our offensive ability, but it would raise our general interactive ability. Is if we cut a Fervent, or cut even all the Fervents, and added in a little bit more hard removal, like some Blood Chiefs, right? If there's any way we can fit some Blood Chiefs into the deck, that would be really nice for us. Or maybe up the number of Demonic Embraces so we can be a little more evasive against these creatures. So maybe 2 Blood Chiefs and Demonic. We are going to take that 1 copy of Castle out for sure. Relic Robber might be too wishful thinking in a deck like this, but God, I love playing it. Like, I don't want to not play it, honestly. So, yeah, we're going to keep it. Let's see. What can we get rid of? You know, as much as I love Arcfiends being brought back with Lordris, it's really hard to get it down with our black sources. Even though we have more black sources than red sources, why have we been having such a hard time with this? Is it because it costs 3? Or maybe the turn alignment has just sort of been crappy for us. Alright, well... What do you got going? 19 still. All right. Let's try it out. Hey, we just played. Good game. Good game to you. If we just played, then no, it was probably a good one because I've been having pleasant ones here recently. In the early bit of the stream, we were just sort of on a good luck roll, but here recently it's been pretty good. I've been fighting tooth and nail to get above Plat 3. Every time I get Plat 2, I start losing like a mug. Yeah. I feel like part of that is just like, it's like a mental barrier, you know, because every time I get to Diamond 2, Diamond 1, I hit the same thing where I'm like, oh, so close. Alrighty, God, the opponent gets to go first, and this is a lot of tap lands. But it's really good because we have access to the demonic. I'm keeping it. You know what, we're going second. Keep it. By the way, YouTube, is it still going... you know, good over there? If so, you know, maybe leave a like, leave a little comment, or Reno, let me know. So drawing into a mountain here pretty good. We get the Fervent down off the bat, and we're not gonna attack, we're gonna leave it back. That means they have to boost the speaker up if they want it to swing through our Fervent. They don't, or rather they can't. One of the two is true. As to which is true, I don't really mind. Either which way, we're going to get down the speaker here, or get it taken out, rather. Take it up to the ball game. Swing in with Fervent. Next turn, we can drop Annex, or we could drop the Demonic Embrace, or just take out their Ludorus, because that's a good play, too. Probably grab Black Mana with our Fabled on the next turn so we can get the Demonic down in the future. Luminous Broodmoth. Not too shabby, foe. Not too shabby. But is it enough to deal with our Fervent? It's not. That's why I did that. So yes, we could have gotten down Annex there, and theoretically that is a play. Linden, Owslid, bad for us, as they can start drawing cards here. Gaining life. Drawing cards, I don't know what I'm talking about. Gaining life. No! We're seeing nothing but lands now. This is horrible. It's horrific. Alright, let's get down the Annex. We're hoping for an Embercleave sooner rather than later. We're going to leave Fervent back to block. It is still a 4 damage first striker, which means it can take out the Luminous Broodmoth. It can take out the Linden. Maul, going to get first strike onto the Linden. Wow. Alright, so that's going to be the only thing they swing in with then. So they're only going to gain 1 life here. They're also going to swing with the Owslid? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because they lose it and it goes into a flyer. Right. Alright, well, we're going to block with Fervent so we don't lose any life there then. Or they don't gain any life, rather. Sorry. Alright, let's see some playables. Okay. Well, you know what they say, all is fair in love and war. So we can't even block against the Linden. Like, I could theoretically block, use, you know, Castle, but the problem with that is the fact that they'll just use Owslid to give it protection. Yeah. God, I think this is a GG, but I'm unwilling to not give us the chance to see one more card. If we do this, they just give it protection from red right after, right? It does force them to sack an Owslid, but... I'm a little curious as to why they didn't swing in with the Owslid, actually. Right, it's a flyer, so our Annex can't block it. Obviously, our Fervent's going to. Either which way, we're taking a beating here, and, well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna attribute it all to this land draw. Got me cheap or whatever, but, seems a little bad. So we can Demonic Embrace onto the Annex. We won't be able to use Mire's Grasp, unless, of course, I bolt this land down. Oh, should have gotten one of these lands down realistically anyways. I think that's just a GG, honestly. 15 cards, we drew 8 lands out of the 22 we have total? Or we have 23 in the deck total now? That's still rough numbers, man. That's like 50% land draw. Played against a Jeskai deck running Relic Robber. That card is brutal if it connects. It is. Where's the Rakdos run-through deck? Here. I can... It's on Aether Hub. It's also on the video that we posted earlier, but I don't think I have it set up here. But there's a link for you. Nice to see you out here. Is that Thalder? Feldon. No. I don't know names. Comments are not working on YouTube. Oh, that's a little bad. We'll have to try to figure that out. Anyways, all in all tonight, we climbed through Plat 3 and then we fell back through Plat 3 because of our Rakdos run through. We're gonna take a short little break here, then maybe play 1 or 2 more with Red Is Not Dead, see if we can regain those last little bit of rank that we lost, right? Anyways, thanks everybody for joining us so far. Oh, he isn't on Twitch? Yes, I'm on both actually. I'm on Twitch and YouTube tonight, Michael. We're trying something new, right? Anyways, hope you all have been enjoying the streams on both platforms tonight. Thank you all for the followings on the Twitch platform and the subs on the Twitch platform. Thank you all for the subs on the YouTube, and of course the YouTube members that we've had going on for a while. Anyways, we're gonna take a short break. As y'all know, I think playing for too long is, one, very stressful in Magic. I don't think you should play more than an hour, hour and a half tops in Magic without taking a little de-stressor, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a stand up, stretch break, get some water, grab a little snack. I'll be right back in just a minute. We're gonna run ads, so you're not gonna be mission? You're not going to be missing any gameplay in the next little bit. Anyways, don't worry. No problems. I'll meet you back here in just a few. Go get rehydrated and snacked up, as they say. Alrighty, we are back and ready for a little bit more climbing action, am I right? Again, this time we're just gonna be using some red is not dead. I just want to try to regain a little bit of that we just lost. Had a big stroke of bad luck, so just gonna change up the deck a little bit. Not sure what this name here is. Looks a lot like a lot of abbreviation. Anyways, Fervent, Furor, Robber, Annex, all this stuff, very awesome to see up the bat. You hate to see 2 tour brands, but you know, it happens. And I'd rather see 2 tour brands than 2 Ember Cleaves, if I'm being honest. So hopefully we can get there as far as lands go. Had a little bit of issues. Savi Thundermane, whoa. Whoa, Nelly. That's one you don't see too often. We are going to go ahead and use Furor here on the Fervent. Get in with the damage. Again, we're missing that land, but you know, it seems about right. So this has got to be a cycling deck, right? It is indeed a cycling deck. They don't get to activate the Savi Thundermane here. What is this? Deal 2 damage to target creature, and you get to gain 2 life. So next turn they'll be able to. I think we got to go for the Annex because it'll avoid that 2 damage lethal as well, right? We need 1 more land. We can hit the Tor Brand. 1 more land. We could also use a Crow and War, gain their Savi under our side. Valiant Rescuer, pretty bad for us. This gives them this free little 1/1 here. Shouldn't see a swing in, though they may. Nope, no swing in. Alright, so we can either a Crow in here, take their Savi, go for a Tor Brand on the following turn. Honestly, I think that's what I want to do. Take this one. Definitely swinging in with you. Are we swinging with the Annex? I think so, because we're going to drop Tor Brand right here after, right? So take out their token generator. We'll take out their token. Their board is left pretty empty. We're going to get 2 little 1/1s back here. And of course, we have Tor Brand to come down and clean up come next turn, right? They could play more creatures here. 1, maybe cycle. That could give them 2. Yeah. So 2 of ours get through. That's 6 damage at least. So we're still looking decent, right? Still looking decent. Alright. And a Flourishing Fox, so they get down 3. Another land for us. Throw down the Tor Brand. Could have also went for a Castle Empress, but honestly I think Tor Brand's better, right? What? I selected to swing with the Fervent, and for some reason it reset all of my attackers. That was a little funky. So trading out with the Valiant here, they're going to let the 3 damage from the Savi and from the 1/1 go through, and they're just going to have the Flourishing Fox left over. Of course, next turn they'll get the Thundermane back. Won't help them here with the Cyclone, but if they manage to save 3 mana, you know, they can gain 2 life on their next turn. It might be enough to get them through. They're going to Zenith Flare the Tor Brand and put them back to 10. That's actually not a good... Oh, and swing in? You're crazy. You're like actually crazy. Oh, they had to swing in, right. I'm crazy. I'm actually crazy. So I think we just drop another Tor Brand, drop Fireblade. Watch them squirm a little bit, right? So they should block the Fervent, even though obviously the creature is going to die either which way. Puts them back to 7. We have a great board state. Best thing for them now, another Zenith Flare onto the Tor Brand, but instead they move Lordus over, throw down a land, and maybe get Lordus down, but it's not going to save them, right? Yeah, so we're picking up a victory. Hallelujah, that's what we're looking for, right? Climbing right back. Let's get to Plat Tier 2, shall we? Let's get our rightful place back on that throne. So are comments working now on YouTube? Because I saw somebody had said on Twitch that they weren't working on YouTube, so I just want to check in. Sanctuary Smasher. That's a card you don't see ever, which is generally a theme for me to build decks on, but yeah, you know. Yeah, seems to be. Okay. Well, if you're talking to me, Furin, then, well, 1, welcome. 2, awesome. Earth Strike going to be our next foe. We're looking a little low on lands, but it's so hard to pass up a hand like this, am I right? So we're going to go turn 1 Fireblade, turn 2 Fervent Furor. I think that is the maximum amount of damage output. The opponent's showing a Yorion, which means they shouldn't have too much defense here on turn 1, if any, really. And should be good to, you know, damage numbers for us. A good read on your opponent's deck is looking at their companion. If it's a Lotus, you know, depending on what mana they bring out, it's probably either going to be Rogues or Cycling, right? Sometimes you got the Warzal Lotus decks that run around. You know, you see a single mountain come down or something along that line, you can be pretty sure it's either going to be Mono Red or Gruul. Anyways, getting in 4 damage here, pretty easily, I'd say. Phoenix is nice to see. We still want to see another land, so that way Annex is a possibility, of course. Glass Casket to remove the Fireblade, that is deadly. Deadly against this, I tell you. Yeah, I really need to see that 3rd land here. So, they could Skyclave here. They Elspeth's Nightmare. Alright, well that's fine. Oh, this is horrible. Where are my lands? We don't have anything for you to take. Sorry, nothing but creatures here, Earthstrike. Nothing but creatures. Moving the Yorion over is pretty terrible for us. Seriously, this is horrible. If they get that Yorion down, you know, the Glass Casket's going to bounce more than likely, and they're going to cause us a little bit of trouble here. Exile in our graveyard, not horrific since Phoenix wasn't there yet, but it will be bad if we have the Phoenix, you know, get discarded from our hand or whatever, and then we don't have the number of creatures to exile because of that. So, could affect us later. As of right now, not too bad though. Let me check. Another Glass Casket. We hate to see it. I just want to see a land, really. I would love to see a land. Oh, no. 12 cards. We've seen 2 lands. I just don't know what we can hope to do at this point versus Yorion. They're getting way too far ahead of us, right? Kenrith. That's strange. Something you don't really see in a Yorion deck, but you know, it may work out for him. God almighty. Alright. I can't do it. 2 lands out of the top 13 cards is just... God, there goes our victory. Oh, happy to have played you. That was a fun one. Glad we got to interact and really have a match there. Alright. Come on. Let's break even, huh? Let's win 1 more. I'll call it breaking even. We'll be good. I'm not taking a loss like that. Hell no. That's not an end-worthy note. You know, I want a big coup de grace. Smash face against ace, maybe. We'll see. Opponent gets to go first. We only have 2 lands in this hand, but other than that, it's a really solid hand. And, you know, honestly, I'm not going to bank on us not drawing lands 2 games in a row. That's just nonsense, right? So we're going second. We're going to get the extra card draw. I have faith, and this is a very strong hand if we can hit, you know, 1 or 2 lands. Bone Crusher off the bat. That's all right. At least we can use the Bone Crusher, you know, half of it. So. Fireblade Charger. I think we're just going to save for the Bone Crusher. Opponent's got a Karuga, which means we could probably see a Llanowar Visionary come down on the next turn. Neutralize Cycling. Yeah, that makes sense. Temple of Milady. So no Llanowar Visionary, which means we're more than likely just going to send this Bone Crusher damage to face. I have some counter magic here. No counter magic. God almighty. No land for us either. Top 10 cards, we got a 20% land draw rate. That's fine. Alright, so see if Fervent can get in. They could be playing a flash deck, but it would require more than, 2 mana for the creature, so. Brazen makes sense. And, yeah, we're just looking for land. Opponent's going to be on 4 on this turn. I can chat on YouTube, but there is no comment section. Oh, gotcha. Ouch, no lands again, so frustrating when that happens. Yeah, it really is. 2 back-to-back games, you just don't expect to have 20% land draw, or hell, in the last one it was less than Okay. Alright. Should have stopped while we were ahead, you know? When I hit Plat tier 2, would have been a good point. Should have just been like, oh, we climbed, we did nothing but win tonight. But my greedy ass, we wanted to keep playing. Alright. So we're actually gonna fall in rank tonight. Oh man. This has been what, 3 games in a row of just devastating land draws. Can we hit 1? Holy crap! In the nick of time. Like, just when we were about to lose it all because they just had so much value on the board, as opposed to right now where they don't have any value on the board. We have to go for the big play here. There's not even a question about it. We have to go for the super over-the-top play, which is Annex, potentially into Embercleave. Having the Torbrand down before we hit the Embercleave would be really nice. You know, we are so pressed for time right now because that third land took so long to come down. Shark time. It's such a bad day for Mono Red when the opponent can hard cast a Shark Typhoon. 0 worries. They're like, I mean, what are they gonna do? So if I play Fervent here, we can still get down Embercleave, which is definitely a good bargain for us. I just feel like that Garrick's about to take out our Annex almost as soon as we do that. But as long as we can follow up with the Torbrand, will it be enough, essentially, is the question. Because if I just go Torbrand here, they're not going to let Annex through, which means we're essentially serving them up a free Torbrand. I think I have to go Fervent, all-in swing Embercleave. Oh, man. This game, ladies and gentlemen, it stresses you, and this is why I say don't play for more than an hour without taking a little bit of a break. We took a break, came back, and still a little bit stressed. So Annex would go up to 5, 6, 7 points of damage, which means they can almost take out every single wolf on the first swing through. So the question is, are they going to block 4 wolves to the Annex? And I think that's a yes. It's not going to allow them to destroy the Annex, though. That's the crazy thing. Annex is, he will still live. And we're actually still going to get through with, what, 6 points of damage from him? So that's really not shabby. Now, obviously, Garrick's going to get real big, and they're probably going to destroy your Annex, or... I highly doubt they put the emblem with an empty board, and they're looking at complete... no, we don't have to move the Embercleave because it's free. I was going to say, should we go ahead and move the Embercleave to the Fervent Champion? But it doesn't do anything for us to do that. Like, absolutely nothing, right? If anything, maybe... Oh, no, we don't have the mana. So, yeah, no, just leave it where it is. It's fine. Next turn, you know, given they destroyed the Annex, we'll probably get down toward Brand and try to end things, honestly. This has been such a... They got the emblem? Why, though? That's free destruction of the Annex, unless they have Exile. That's a Titan's Nest. And it's a 7/7, but it's one single creature, you know? Annex can deal with that. This is so stressful for me, for them. Does that make sense? Like, they were so close to just having us. They were so far ahead. Hardcast and a Brazen, that's not going to do it either, because you can't block against my ground creatures. That's GG. Oh, man. All in. Alrighty. Redemption. Yes. So we had horrible land draws, 20% land draws there in that game in the beginning, but we still we still managed to bring it back. It's the curse of mono red. Was grinding with it myself a little earlier and seemed to get stuck on 2 or 3 lands. Yeah, it happens. You know, you just gotta. The doctor's in. That's right, Colonel Piper. We are in the house and we are climbing. We're climbing. We're scaling the house. All right. You know I said I wanted to end on a big coup de grace, and if that wasn't one, I don't know what is. I gotta go for one more. I'm not a kind of guy that can break even. Let's go for the big. If we lose this one, maybe I just admit defeat for the night. We'll say we broke even, and I'll be happy that we had a good time. We had a good stream on Twitch. We had a great stream on YouTube. We had a great stream on Twitch too. And let's not undersell it. All right, the fabled 2-land start. I'm gonna keep it. I am for sure gonna keep it. I think we still go for the Fireblade first. Hello, I don't want to say a-hole, but you're kind of making me. Not gonna lie, I was really hoping they would just trade out their selfless there and be like, here you go, no biggie. But they didn't, and that puts me in a hard position. I'm gonna get down the other Fireblade, actually. Whatever creature they play here, sure, we may not be able to remove it with the shock if that's what happens, Speaker. But we might still be able to remove it in the future, just putting on the pressure. And if we would have used the shock on the selfless, then we still couldn't remove the Speaker, right? So I need another land, but what's new? What's new? What's new? Do we leave one Fireblade back? If we just swing all in, we're taking them down to 15 points of health, but they have no reason to block, do they? They swing back at us, they take us down to 18, they go back to 16. I say we swing. Swing low, sweet chariot. They're gonna let us deal the damage, that makes sense. We do have the shock, but it's so... I just feel like we gotta wait, you know? They're saying, nice hand, bro. You kept a 2-land, 3 Fireblade Charger hand. But it's not like that. I didn't. I swear I didn't. So that Maul is definitely going onto the Speaker, which means if I try to shock the Speaker now, they're gonna sacrifice the selfless in order to keep the Speaker alive. But I feel like we still have to. Or no? Is there a way for me to work around this? No, I think I'm still gonna have to shock that selfless. I think it's just the inevitable. Alright, I need a land, that's fervent. Alrighty, okay. Top 10 cards, we got 20% land draw again. They don't block because they're fearful of another shock. I'm happy to see that, but it's sad that we could play an Emperor Cleave and we can't play our Annex, you know. Oh my god. Alrighty. Nothing we can do but try to not die. Fuck. Take them down to 9. They're gonna heal back 5, so back to 14. We can deal 2, which puts them to 12. They're gonna put us to 7 though. There's so many of these games we could have won had like we could just draw like a normal human being. Like somebody didn't rig our game. That'd be, oof, god damn, that would be fantastic. Of course, we got a Bone Crusher, the Luminarch. I just want like 2 back-to-back games to normal draws. Is that okay? Can I request that, please, Magic? Just land draw, land draw, land draw. I'm not doing it. I'm not ending on one of these shit-tastic land draws, and we're not ending even. Sorry, I'm not that kind of guy. Come on, server. Math is for blockers. You're so aggro, Dragon. You're so aggro. Hunter 9907332. Oh, I'm keeping this. I have more lands in this hand than I've had in 50% of my games tonight. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. I was about to say, watch this. The opponent's going to be mono red, good to go first against this. I'm going to be... He's so salty. Alright, we do have double robber. It's so mono red, isn't it? They got to have the Bone Crusher here. So yes, I want to play robber. Do we just wait it out? Like, giving them a free thing to just Bone Crusher? That can't be right. Bone Crusher me in the face. Like a real man. Like a real mono red man. Come on, Hunter, let's see it. They're debating it, and there's honestly no debate about it. If you see your opponent has double mono red just like you, and you have Bone Crusher in hand, hit them in the face. You got to go first, hit them. There we go. I don't know if I just coaxed our opponent into hitting me in the face, but you know, I want everyone to play at their best, not just myself. Oh, that is so good for us. Them hitting that spike field there, it's a little hiccup, but honestly, it may be all we need here. So, Robber comes down. Do I go Fireblade and go hard on the Fireblade with the Fuhrer, which makes it really hard for their Bone Crusher to live any, and it doesn't force our Robber to ever really die. Well, hell yeah. Actually, I just talked myself right into that. So, they may have another Bone Crusher. Robber may die here regardless. All the more reason to play Fireblade, honestly, right? If we would have tried to play Fuhrer and, you know, they have the Bone Crusher, then they just immediately remove Robber. Fuhrer doesn't get to come down, and we essentially wasted that 1 mana, so... We'll go for the swing in here. I'm pretty sure they have the Bone Crusher, though. It's been hiccuping too much. It's been holding, you know? No? Maybe they have another Spike Field? But I still feel like we would have seen that. What do they have for 2 mana in red at instant speed that they didn't want to spin there? That is insane to me. Whatever. Here comes Bone Crusher. Leaving them with 1 mana, but they still have a playable there. This is so bewildering. What is your playable? Alright. So we're definitely slamming another robber. They have 5 cards in hand. We have 5 cards in hand. I think I'm putting Fuhrer onto the Fireblade, not swinging it with my robbers. I fear they may have shock here. If they do, they don't, okay? I definitely don't swing it with robbers. We just swing it with the Fireblade. I was going to say, if they do have a shock, the thing that it opens up for us is the Fireblade dealing 1 damage to Bone Crusher, then we could swing with robbers, as it would allow us to trade essentially a robber for a Bone Crusher, and that's something we can afford a little bit more justifiably in our minds, right? Anyways, 3/3 Fireblade. Oh, so bad. Things just went from okay to really, really bad, really, really quick. So they have 3 lands, which means they can't drop an Embercleave on us here. That's good, but please don't have Sacrifice for that Fireblade. In what world do they have mono red Sacrifice? You know what I mean? Sure, hopefully not this one. They got that Fling. Oh, son of a bitch. This motherfucker. Hunter. The 1 mono red player that straight up plays Fling. They don't even play the land Fling. They just play regular Fling. We're not into this on this note. Hell no. Let's keep going. This is like the opposite of a win streak. We're gonna go until we win again. And not just win again, but till we win 2 more times. Alfonso. Opponent gets to go first, so having the robber is not fantastic. Also, this 2-land hand, honestly, I'm like scared almost a little too much to even bother with that. I'm not... God damn it. I can't do it anymore. Alfonso, more than likely playing Gruul aggro here. You don't often see mono green food in best of one, and there's a good reason for that. It's just not stable enough, really. It is Gruul aggro, so we'll hope we don't see a Bone Crusher here, though they are leading us to believe. So we're gonna try for this Fireblade swing, and if they play their Bone Crusher onto the Fireblade, I'm gonna Bone Crusher our own Fireblade. Teach them a lesson. They don't. I think I still hold back Bone Crusher, honestly. Okay. So more than likely they know we have a Bone Crusher as well. They're gonna hardcast a Kazandu. Alright. We're looking for a land, obviously. They know we have Bone Crusher, we know we have Bone Crusher. It's not really a thing that anyone's questionable about, so they let that happen. They more than likely have the Great Hinge, don't they? Which means I need to stack creatures. Ugh. Questing Beast. You know, I'll take that over a Great Hinge. Give me a land. Hey, Shock, that's nothing like a fucking land. Not at all, actually. Hey, look at that. We got 20% land draw. Third game in a row. That's a fun one. That's a hoot and a fucking half, actually, Magic. Thank you for that. Do enjoy it. Yeah, smash me. Let me feel it, Mono Red. As though I've never felt it before. Alright, got a block. What is our salvation here? We're at 7 life. Opponent has 5 mana to still play with, which could mean anything from Bone Crushers to Great Hinges at this point. You're right. I was telling you the funniest story that I've ever told, and it was all about land and the fall from grace and how once upon a time Mono Red reigned dominant with 13 lands, and now look at us. 22 isn't even enough. We're struggling. Ladies and gentlemen, we're struggling. I'm sorry for the mic, by the way. No sound. Hey, wait, quit. Of one mind. Alrighty. That's what is that? Poor man's. It's a common version, I guess. Holy. We hit it. We hit the fabled 4 lands. Oh, I so don't believe this. I so do not believe this. How many? You only have 6. You better be glad you don't have 8, or I was gonna steal that wind robber so quickly. So we're swinging all in, obviously. Obviously. Dropping Torbland. Dropping Torbrand. Good argument could be made for that. But I want to get Embercleave down as we have the reduced cost now, right? So if they fuck up here and they spend all their mana, they don't leave enough for counter magic, whatever you may have it, right? We're all good. They're going to mill us to 7 here, which does leave them room for the Into the Story good cast. Oh, Phoenix of Ash is really strong for us. So Fireblade can potentially deal 4, Fervent deals 5, Phoenix makes 8 for lethal. So they kind of have to be worried about that. Also allows us to exile our graveyard, so if they have a card, hint hint, wink wink, Into the Story that they'd like to use while our graveyard's at 7, they better do it now. So what they're really looking for here is a Drown in the Lock. And they hit a Wind Robber. Is a Wind Robber enough for them? Stops the Phoenix, that it does. But if I drop Torbrand, is it enough? Deals 3, deals 3. Or deals 4, sorry. Puts them to... Yeah, puts them to 1 life, which means they can't even really deal with the Fireblade unless they can exile it, and I don't think that they can exile it. Which means they'll need to use, like, Cling to Dust to gain life. They have 1 mana. What 1 mana instant speed could take out our Fireblade? Nothing. You know, they could drop the Rogue, potentially block Fervent, which would block 3 damage, but... They are. Okay, so they have the Thieves Guild. Means they can sack with Wind Robber, but they can't block Fireblade. I mean, they can, but they're not going to, like, fully block it, you know what I mean? So Thieves Guild's getting taken out, and I believe Fireblade's just going... No, they can't just let it go ham. Yeah, they have to, and they have to block. They can't sacrifice here either, or otherwise we'll have lethal. So... Yeah, that's a fun one. Love putting it to the rogues, people. We were playing against some nonsense decks, and because we couldn't find that 3rd and 4th land, we were just struggling. Sean, buddy. It's not how trample damage works. It's not how trample damage works. Happy to reclaiming our spot in Plat Tier 3. Nice end game, yeah. Yeah, I'm out tonight. Just 1 more Mastery Cadal. Tree points. Hey, that's nice, Felden. That is really nice. Torbrand is not an exciting card. You know, it's not as exciting as like hitting that perfect damage with the Embercleave Annex that we had in that one game. But when it's up against rogues, I will say it's, you know, it's a good feeling, you know. Oh, Torbland. Oh, gotcha. Torbland. Yes, off of my speech errors. Yeah. Y'all know me. It's English is hard. Maybe my first language, but I speak it like it's my second. Anyways, ladies and gentlefish, we've been going for 2 hours tonight, and honestly, that's longer than what I was actually planning on coming in and streaming for an hour tonight. But y'all, I got so hell bent on this last little win streak of whateverness. So, anyways, thanks everybody for joining us today on this lovely Wednesday, right? Hope you all had a good stream on both ends, on Twitch, on YouTube. we're gonna call it. And you know, follow on the respective sites. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit that sub button. And as per the usual, I'll see y'all on Twitch tomorrow for the normal daily decks kind of stuff. This Wednesday night thing, we'll probably make it a weekly thing on YouTube. You know, it allows me to not have to worry about a Wednesday night video while still providing that same, you know, content, and in some cases even more, right? Because streaming for 2 hours versus a video of 30 minutes, you know, this is in some cases a little bit more value. Anyways, thanks everybody for joining me again, and I will see y'all next time.